evening. Welcome everyone to the meeting of the Burlington City Council on today, September 20th, 2016. I'd like to take a moment to ask everyone to please silence your electronic devices. For tonight's invocation, we call on Mayor Pro Tem CeeLo Fawcett.
We bow our heads, please. Dear Heavenly Father, we would like to thank you for one beautiful day that you bestowed upon us today. We want to ask your blessings on this council to make the right decisions for the city as well as our citizens. We also ask you to protect our men in service, the women in service, and all our first responders in the city of Burlington. We ask this in your name. Amen.
Amen. I understand we have some special guests from Cub Scout Pack 39 from Macedonia Lutheran Church and their unit leader, Bill Poovey. If you folks would stand for a moment. Thank you very much for being here tonight. This time we have another recognition for Sports Turf Manager of the Year. At this time we recognize Tony Laws.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. It's indeed an honor and a pleasure tonight to recognize one of our hardworking city staff members. This is Casey Gurrell. Casey's been with us a number of years, and in fact, got his turf degree while he was working with us. Everything went to school on the side, and was a very outstanding student. Won a scholarship and some awards during that time. So he's very well trained and educated, and he worked under a real, very talented man, Mike Thompson, who was our turf manager for 30 years, and won the award that Casey's won multiple times. So this is Casey's first try at it. He just took over for Mike. Mike retired earlier in the year, and so Casey took over him, and he really did an outstanding job at Burlington Athletic Stadium. Every year, the managers, players, coaches, everybody that affiliated with, and the umpires that are affiliated with the league, rate all the playing facilities. And Burlington Athletic Stadium is in its 60-some years now, one of the oldest facilities in the league, but certainly one of the best. And our playing field has always been recognized as a very outstanding surface. And in fact, the Kansas City Royals, who we are a minor league team affiliate with, say that we have the best field in any of their minor league cities, and some of them are a lot bigger than Burlington. But we're proud of Casey and his work and his crew, and he's carrying on a good tradition of Mike, and we hope he'll win this award every year and many years to come. You want to say something, Casey?
I just want to give recognition to our crew. I was actually asked by the Sports Turf Manager Association this week to give a turf tip, and what I came up with was behind every great field manager is an even better crew, because I don't do this by myself. Laws knows that. So let me recognize Mike Johnson, Phil Gilley, Dean Sessoms, Tanner Long, Reggie Robertson, Neil Hilliard, and Mitch Epperson. For without them, we would not be able to do what we do here for the City Parks and Recreation Department. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Do you have some family members present that you'd like to recognize?
I mean, also my beautiful wife, Reagan, and my wonderful son, Chandler. They're with me at pretty much every ball game, and it's good for Chandler to be out and see what we do, and he likes to see the ball players, and bless my poor wife, because she has to tag along with me, and she's been supportive, and I wouldn't be where I am today without her. So thank you guys.
Thank you all. Thank you. This time we recognize City Clerk Renee Ward.
Members of Council, it's my responsibility to remind you of your duty to avoid conflicts of interest in matters that are before us. At this time, I ask if there are any potential conflicts concerning tonight's agenda items.
No. Before Council are the minutes from the September 6, 2016 City Council meeting. Do I hear a motion and a second to approve or deny those minutes?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? For our agenda, we have an add-on item. Item E, adopt the water and sewer rate schedule as discussed yesterday evening. Do I hear a motion and second to add this item on?
Make a motion that we approve the add-on.
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? This time we have the adoption of the agenda. Do I hear a motion?
We adopt the agenda with the add-on.
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? This time we have our consent agenda. These items are typically non-controversial. If anyone has any questions about the following items, please let us know. Item A, to adopt an ordinance approving the following Traffic Commission recommendations to prohibit parking on the north side of South Main Street from a point 225 feet southwest from the intersection of South Main Street and 5th Street to a point 270 feet southwest from the same, to establish 124 all-day parking spots in the newly acquired municipal lot number 8, located at the southwest corner of 5th Street and South Spring Street. Item B, to set a date of public hearing for October 4th, 2016, to consider amending the City of Burlington Code of Ordinances, Chapter 23, pertaining to the discharge of firearms in the city. Item C, Budget Amendment 2017-13, Animal Services Donation, as spelled out in your agenda. Item D, Budget Amendment 2017-14, Animal Services Donation, as spelled out in your agenda. And item E, to adopt a proposed reduced sewer rate schedule for top-tier users with consumption in excess of 10 million gallons per month, effective October 1st, 2016. Do I hear a motion regarding our consent agenda items?
So moved. Second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? This moves us to our public hearings. We have a number of public hearings scheduled this evening. The first one is a public hearing that has been set to consider citizen comments on the Consolidated Annual Performance and Evaluation Report, CAPER, otherwise known as, for the Community Development Program year 2015 to 2016. This time, council recognizes Shauna Tillery.
Thank you, Mayor and members of council. We are required as an entitlement community to complete each year a consolidated annual planning and evaluation report. We are also required to hold a public hearing and have a 15-day comment period, which ends on the 23rd. In your packet, you received a summary of the activities that we completed for the last year. We did do 10 homeowner rehabs over the last year. 2 of those were at the lowest income level, 4 at the median income level, and 4 at the 80% or below of median income. Habitat for Humanity completed 3 houses at the Apple Tree subdivision, and Alamance County Community Services finished their house that they had started in the previous fiscal year. For their construction training program, we had 21 individuals enrolled in that program, 21 completed it, and as of June 30th, 10 had received jobs due to that training program. We worked on the Hatch Street project, which is currently being completed and should be done, wrapping up over the next couple weeks. We completed the abatement and installation of new flooring at Fairchild Park. We completed the commercial kitchen upgrade at Allied Churches and expended funding for North Park Library, along with funding for Burlington Development Corporation for a permanent supportive housing and rapid rehousing program. All in all, we spent about $429,000 for CDBG funds over the last year, and then we matched that money with $183,420 of various funding from state, local, nonprofit, and homeowners.
Excellent. All right, this is a public hearing. Are there any questions from council before we begin? All right. If anyone on this side of the room would like to speak? If anyone on this side of the room would like to speak? Please introduce yourself and state your organization.
I am MJ Wilkerson. I am the director of Alamance County Public Libraries, and I'm here representing North Park as part of our system. We just want to say thank you for your support of North Park, and I ran figures on it today, and our usage and circulation have increased. We had a 41% increase in our circulation of materials, which we were delighted to see. And we also had a 39% increase in the number of people that visited our library. So we continue to work to make that a very vital part of the community. And the support through this grant is just tremendous in helping us do that. So I just wanted to say thank you.
Thank you.
evening. My name is Robin Winteringham. I serve with Habitat for Humanity. I want to thank you all for your support with the generous funding that you made available to us at Apple Tree Village. It's been a pleasure to be in partnership with you there, and we'll finish the other 3 houses by Christmas. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you. Is there anyone else on this side of the room that would like to speak? Do I hear a motion to close the public hearing?
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Are there any questions following the hearing for Ms. Tillery?
I don't have any questions for Shauna, but MJ, thank you so much for what you do at North Park. It's really dear to my heart that we see activity in that area now, and we began to see that a lot. So thank you so much for what your library is providing for us.
We're real excited about that.
Yeah, thank you.
Any other questions or comments from council?
I was just going to say, I think Shauna's trying to get all of this done before the end of the year, but it's a lot of stuff that's happened in the last year.
Yeah.
Very exciting stuff that you put together.
Great.
And so I'll make a motion to approve the submission of the CAPER to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development.
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Moves us to item 2. Public hearing has been set to consider an application to rezone from R9 Residential District to MFA Multifamily Residential District. The property is located at 1802 Malone Road, referenced as Alamance County Tax Identification Number 122397. This time, council recognizes Amy Nelson.
Thank you, and good evening, Mayor and Council. This rezoning request is consistent with the land use plan and with uses that are already in the area. The density under the current R9 zoning allows for up to 4 units to be built on this site, and this request is to build 3 units. I don't recall the last time that we had a straight rezoning come before you, so I just want to give you a little reminder that with traditional rezoning, you must consider all uses allowed in that district, in this case the MFA, and those are listed in your agenda packets along with the current zoning. There's very little difference between the two, and the uses that are shown would be compatible with what's already in the area, which includes other multifamily as well. You should not ask about aesthetics of the buildings, the cost, whether the units will be owner-occupied or similar factors in this type of a rezoning. You're looking at land use, and that's the focus for just a traditional rezoning. The rezoning request has the recommendation of staff. The Planning and Zoning Commission voted 5-2 to recommend the rezoning to council. The commission found that the rezoning will not adversely affect the adjoining property, is in keeping with land uses already in the area, and that is consistent with the comprehensive land use plan. And Ms. Robin Winteringham is here to speak to this request.
Good evening. Mayor Baltutis and Council, thank you for holding a public hearing tonight regarding Habitat for Humanity's request to rezone 1802 Malone Road from R9 to MFA. The Planning and Zoning Commission approved the request with a 5-2 vote on August 22nd, and tonight I ask you to approve this request as well. Upon approval, Habitat will construct 3 new energy-efficient single-family homes at 1802 Malone Road. Partner families who live there will surely enjoy the convenient location of this established neighborhood, as well as the tall trees that provide shade throughout. These 3 families will have the additional enjoyment of the flora and fauna in the state-mandated 50-foot Jordan Lake Rules buffer in their front yards. Working with the fine folks at Allie Williams, Carmen, and King, we have begun the process of staking the current lot corners. In addition, Gary Parrish and his crew have marked the 50-foot Jordan Lake Rules border on the south side of the stream and the 30-foot border on the north side of the stream. To visualize the proposed 3 lots, the survey crew flagged the proposed lot lines for the 3 houses. Mayor Baltutis visited the site on Monday and saw the lot along with all the markings. As you may know from my prior communications with you, some neighbors on Malone Road and Fairview Street expressed concerns about Habitat's rezoning application. As you are also aware, I attempted to answer neighbor concerns which were expressed both before and during the planning and zoning meeting. No neighbors have contacted me via mail, email, or phone since the planning and zoning meeting. I understand that change is challenging, and facing an unknown can create fear. In this case, there really is no unknown. Habitat has built and sold houses in Alamance County since 1988. To date, we have built and sold 153 houses, and will have 3 more new homeowners before the end of this calendar year. Our houses are openly on display, and our partner families are visible in the neighborhood. Just today, I attended the Stepping Up community meeting at Trinity Worship Center, only to find that one of the 3 key presenters was a Habitat partner family who's been enjoying homeownership since December 2014. What a surprise. What a great thing. Are Habitat families perfect? No, and neither is my family. Do Habitat families pay their mortgages? Yes. Since 1988, we've had only 5 foreclosures. Most any retail bank would swap portfolios with us in a heartbeat. Do Habitat families want the same thing for their families as you and I? Absolutely. In closing, I'd like to read a quotation to you from Robert Reich in which he says, "The ideals we share are greater than the differences that separate us." And that will be the case on Malone Road. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there questions from council? This is a public hearing. If anyone on this side of the room would like to speak, please state your name and address.
Jackie Lukaitis. My address is 1618 Granville Street, Burlington. And I'm a board member with Habitat for Humanity. And these are the words that I like to say. Shelter from wind, rain, and cold is a basic human need. Habitat for Humanity is a nonprofit ecumenical Christian organization. We are dedicated to eliminating substandard housing and homelessness worldwide and to making adequate, affordable shelter a matter of conscience and action. Our ministry was founded on the conviction that every man, woman, and child should have a simple, decent place to live in dignity and safety. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else on this side of the room that would like to speak?
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, City Council members. My name is George Hill, 236 Highland Avenue, Burlington. I'm a Habitat board member, and I just want for people who may not know Habitat, Habitat has an open door policy. All who deserve to be a part to work are welcome, regardless of religion, preference, or background. We have a policy of building with people regardless of race or religion. We welcome volunteers and supporters from all backgrounds. We are driven by the desire to give tangible expressions to the love of God through the work of eliminating poverty in housing. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else on this side of the room?
Hi, my name is David Lukaitis, 1618 Granville Street, also in Burlington. In regards to what Robin was saying about home ownership, I just want to state that Habitat recognizes the positive social benefits from home ownership and stable housing. And there's evidence from numerous studies that attest to the benefits accruing to many segments of society. Home ownership boosts educational performance of children, induces participation in civic and volunteering activity, improves health care outcomes, lowers crime rates, and lessens welfare dependency. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Welcome.
Okay, I'm going to present a different picture. My name is Sharon Milam. I live at 1910 Malone Road. So this is going to affect me and my neighbors. May I approach? I have a petition with several the people on my road, I'm sorry, I'm nervous, signed and made comments. Okay. So, okay. This is the original, and I made copies.
Thank you.
As you can see, I have talked with most of the people on Malone Road, and many of them have indicated that they are saying no to rezoning. Things that I have concern about myself and things that I will present that my neighbors are concerned about. What was presented a while ago as R9 said that when I talked with Whittinger? Last name I can't remember. Robin. Okay. I did a lot of emails to her. I think she said no one contacted her after the zoning commission, but I know that I contacted her by email. I know that there were several other neighbors that have contacted her and talked with her and asked lots of questions because they told me as I went around the neighborhood. When I was told that R9 they could build 2 houses, and what I'm thinking, is they're cramming 3 houses in it. And the reason I'm saying cramming 3 houses in it is because they cannot do anything with the front of the land. That has a stream on it. You've got Jordan Lake regulations. I was told 50 feet either side, so there's 100 feet in front you can't do anything with. So basically they're going to put 3 houses crammed in the back of that lot. Can't do anything about them putting 2 there because they own the land and they can do what they want to with that according to R9. Another concern is rezoning it to multifamily, even though we're hearing that this is what Habitat wants to do with it, but when you're doing multifamily, that can open it up to other uses. If that was not part of what you have, but at the zoning commission, there was a list of things that multifamily could be used for. So you're really opening up what I consider that can of worms. If you haven't been on Malone Road, that is a small road. It does not bode well for a lot of traffic. Ever since they put in the apartments at the upper end of Malone Road, we have had a lot of traffic. The one thing, and you'll see on the comments, that a lot of the neighbors talked about is the traffic and the safety on that road. And again, you're adding more houses, more people, more traffic. So that's one of the things. Concern about fitting in with the neighborhood. We want to make sure that whatever is put there, and hopefully it's only those 2 houses, but that it fits with the neighborhood. There's been concern about crime rate in the neighborhood, and that's been mentioned on those comments as well. One of my concerns, and other neighbors have indicated, is additional low-income housing will lower the value of the neighborhood with the property in the neighborhood. When I emailed to Robin, she sent me several internet websites that I could look on and look at those things about value of property, which I did. Most of those research was Chicago, Texas, Wisconsin, California, Minnesota, Bloomington, and New York, not Burlington, North Carolina. I also talked with a realtor in Burlington, asked about that, and that realtor said, yes, it can lower the rates. Even with the internet and a site that she referred me to, it indicated professor of economics at Stanford University. Research showed home prices in middle-class neighborhoods did tend to decline in value when low-income houses were built nearby. And that's directly from a website that she referred me to. So I think that's it. You've got the names, the concerns of the neighbors, and I'm here representing myself and the neighbors that could not be here tonight.
Thank you very much.
Any questions from me before I sit down? M-I-L-A-M.
there anyone else on this side of the room that would like to speak? Is there anyone on this side? Yes.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. My name is Randy Mercer, 408 Billingham Drive in Burlington. I'm here on behalf of Habitat. I've been involved with Habitat for Humanity for about 18 years, most of that time serving on the board, presently serving as president of the local affiliate. Also get out and help build Habitat houses side by side with homeowners who make great neighbors, by the way. You know, owning a home is different from renting. With the home purchase comes the pride of ownership and the sense of belonging in a community where one has a financial stake in the neighborhood. Perhaps homeowners are happier just from having achieved the so-called American dream, a sense of accomplishment and a milestone. Also, ownership entails greater individual responsibility. Now, these are pre-prepared words that I agree with. However, beyond that, I can tell you that's the truth because I regularly drive through neighborhoods that we have developed. Ben Court, Glen Cove, over near Glen Cove, we have a neighborhood with numerous houses. And the reason I go through there is not only to support and be happy that we were able to help many, many families achieve ownership who otherwise would not have, but I also notice that the houses are neat, they're clean, their yards are nice. There's a community spirit there. And that's what Habitat really, really brings in its value to a neighborhood. These people make great neighbors. They're hardworking people. They want the same things we all want. And we appreciate the opportunity to tell you how we feel tonight and look forward to your decision.
Thank you. Is there anyone else on this side of the room?
Thank you for allowing us to come speak tonight. My name is Laura Hale. I am a board member and a volunteer with Habitat. Sorry, Renee, 408 Billingham. I have been involved with Habitat for Humanity from house number 7. We are now building house number 153, 154, and 155. I think I have those numbers correct. One of the things that attracted me to Habitat was the premise that it's a hand up, it's not a handout. These are people who are paying property taxes just like you and I are once they get their houses. And it is a great program. We have a lot of positivity that comes out of the Habitat program, and I'd like to see the families that are slated for the Malone Road property get a chance to have the same opportunities and same thing that we all want, and that's home ownership.
Thank you. Is there anyone else on this side of the room that would like to speak? Do I hear a motion to close public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Public hearing has been closed. Are there questions or discussion from council?
Ms. Nelson, just for clarification, the two votes on P&Z that were against the project, what were their primary concerns?
They didn't list their concerns. They just voted against.
And Ms. Winteringham, from a standpoint of you guys communicating with the property owners out there, were there any concessions made about the project itself and the scope of the work that you guys were going to do to address any concerns that they had other than those that we have no control over?
With regard to concessions, I didn't make any. I wasn't aware of any except the request that it stay R9. The other questions, though, that were emailed or called to me in advance, I answered. The ones that came via email, I answered, and I sent a follow-up letter after P&Z to all the neighbors. I'm answering the questions that were voiced at P&Z that wasn't exactly the form for those, and I couldn't answer them, but I did answer them within 2 days. I believe it was within 2 days of the meeting.
Any other questions from council?
I think that it was ending up that these lots will be like 13,000 square feet. Is that correct? I'm not sure if my memory serves me on.
I can't remember. I think it was right around 12 or so.
it's still, there's a lot of property for.
And it's still a single driveway cut, correct? Do we have any traffic data from that road? I know it is a fairly narrow road, and we've had some additional construction over the last couple of years there.
I don't have any specific guys, probably hundreds, probably a typical residential street.
Any other questions from council?
Well, I'm going to say this, it may bite me somewhere in the future, but I don't care. Affordable housing is something that Alamance County really needs. We've been dinged by the government to say that we don't have affordable housing in Alamance County. And I had the pleasure to be the interim director for Alamance County Community Services for the month of August. I got to learn a lot. The programs these people have to go through to be qualified for homes is basically probably the same as Robin's program that they have to go through to get their credit repaired, their finances in order. Affordable housing is going to come to Burlington and Alamance County, ladies and gentlemen. It's coming. So we want to be prepared for it. And the people that own these homes, they're going to be owners of these homes, are going to take care of them, just like if they were a multi-million-dollar home. You know, these are $100,000 homes probably. It's going to take place in Burlington. It's going to take person, whether Habitat builds it or Community Services builds them. We're giving people the opportunity to be homeowners. As Robin says, homeowners and taxpayers. It's an important factor that it's one of the best things that can happen to you is become a homeowner. And Habitat is giving people the opportunity to be homeowners. So in that respect, Mayor, I make a motion that we approve the rezoning.
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. I need a motion regarding our statement of consistency.
City Council finds that the above amendment is consistent with the City of Burlington Comprehensive Land Use Plan, and that this action is reasonable and in public interest, and that the amendment is compatible with existing land uses in the vicinity and reflects the change in land use patterns in the area.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
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 All those opposed? Thank you. This moves us on to our new business. Item 3, City Council will consider a request to temporarily close Davis Street from Spring Street to Worth Street and from Main Street from Maple Avenue to Front Street during the Bringing Sound Downtown fundraising event sponsored by the Rusted Bucket Tavern on Saturday, September 24th from 9 a.m. until 9 p.m., conditional upon meeting requirements from the City of Burlington Special Event Permit application. This time, Council recognizes Angie Ball, owner of the Rusted Bucket Tavern. Welcome.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. This is our 6th year hosting this event in downtown Burlington to help out our Alamance County Sertoma Club. It's a great event that we do each year to help raise money for them. If you have any questions about this event, I can answer them.
There's still going to be barbecue there, right?
Yes.
Any other questions from council?
I move we approve the request, contingent upon meeting all requirements of the special events permit application process.
Second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
Thank you.
Item 4, City Council will consider change order number 1 to the contract for the 42-inch Haw River Interceptor Replacement Phase 2B contract to Park Construction of North Carolina, Inc., in the amount of $1,704,400 to include Phase 2C. This time, Council recognizes Bob Patterson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and Council. On the agenda tonight is a request to approve the change order to extend the contract of Phase 2 of the replacement of a major sewer line here in Burlington known as the Haw River Interceptor. As you may recall, wastewater from homes and businesses in Burlington that are generally located north and east of the railroad tracks flow to the east plant through a series of collector lines that reach this 42-inch interceptor, and it's transported to the east plant. The railroad track is more or less the ridge line or the high point in town, and that's why there's a dividing line. Also, parts of Elon and Gibsonville send sewage through this line. The Haw River Interceptor runs roughly from Graham Hopedale Road southeast to the East Plant, which is located near the Fire Training Center and Animal Shelter. It's approximately 2.16 miles. Phase 1 was originally designed in 2009, and the city tried to obtain funding through the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act. We were unsuccessful in that, in obtaining that funding. So in 2014, we updated the plans, and council funded that first phase of the project. It was awarded to Park Construction out of Morrisville, North Carolina, at our council meeting in July 15th of 2014. That phase was about 3,580 feet, extending from the plant up here to the first creek crossing, shown in green on the map. That was about $2.6 million. It was began in the fall of 2014 and completed in January of 15. In the summer of 2014, we sent out a proposal for engineering firms and selected Allie Williams, Carmen & King here in Burlington to complete the design of the remainder of the project. At that time, it was called Phase 2. To aid in the construction and break it into smaller sections, we broke it into Phase 2A, 2B, and 2C. Engineers aren't always that creative. Our contract with Park Construction for Phase 1 contained a clause that we could extend the contract up to 100% of the value with the contractor's agreement and council approval, which council did approve that extension. And in January of 15, that was approved. And Park began construction of that phase in the spring of 2015. That was another approximately 3,558 feet at about $2.6 million. So that is shown in blue. And that was a little over 60% of the length of the line. This past February 2nd, council approved a contract again with Park Construction after we bid it out. They were the lowest bid of 7 bids for Phase 2B, which is shown in this, I guess this is magenta or pink color. That project is currently under construction and actually winding up construction. Approximately 2,671 feet at a cost of about $1,732,770. With that line complete, that's about 86% of that 2.2 miles. Again, our current contract provides the contract language that the contract can be extended up to 100% of the contract value with the city's approval and the contractor's agreement. So we asked them to give us a proposal to complete that line, which it's a little bit hard to see, but it's this darker purple color from approximately the end of Sellers Mill Road to Graham Hopedale Road. Their estimate or proposal to complete that line is $1,704,400, which falls within the money that we could extend the contract. Allie Williams, Carmen & King reviewed this pricing, as did our engineering department, and recommends the extension. Allie Williams also estimated that if we put this section of the project out for bid, that the cost would be about $1.9 million. So approximate savings about $200,000 if we proceed with Park. So at this point, I can try to answer any questions and ask that council consider approving change order 1 to extend the contract.
Any questions from council?
And I should add that funding is included in the current fiscal year budget.
I move we approve it. You know, change order sort of a misnomer. It's actually approving the extension, isn't it?
That's correct.
In any event, I move to approve it. So.
I would second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Moves us to item 5. City Council will consider approving a contract between the City of Burlington and Jackson and Ryan Architects in the amount of $480,000 for the design of the new animal shelter. Council will consider approving the capital project ordinance and budget amendment 2017-16 to establish the project. The details are spelled out in your agenda. At this time, Council recognizes Nolan Kirkman.
Thank you, Mayor, Council. You recall last night, staff laid out the details behind the recommendation for you to approve Jackson and Ryan as the firm to do the design work on the animal shelter. We went over the technical aspects of that, laying out details and the different measures needed. So tonight on your agenda is the contract and the associated budget amendment, and we're requesting you approve that. And we have staff here available to try to answer any questions you may have.
Are there any questions from Council?
Look at me. It's a lot of money, but going through the whole proposal from them, it's clear why it is that expensive. And they seem to be experts in their field, and they will follow through on the contract till the end of the project. So that made a big difference to me.
I would appreciate that thorough presentation yesterday evening.
Mayor, I make a motion that we approve the contract and approve the budget amendment 2017-16.
It has to be two separate motions, so.
Okay, well, I have moved that we approve the contract.
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
Then I also move that we approve the budget amendment 2017-16.
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Thank you very much. And thank you to staff for your work on this project. Thank you especially to Manager Watkins for your diligent work so far.
And can we take a moment and recognize Paul's and the Hunts for all their help and participation along the way, and they are helping us every step of the way and have committed to raise a substantial amount of funds and have recently increased their commitment on that. So I want to take a moment to thank them, and Mr. Hunt looks like you may want to come forward and say a few words.
Well, first of all, I feel like I'd be remiss if I didn't come up and, first of all, say thank you for everything you do, but really thank you for helping us bring us and the whole project and the whole situation to where we are today. You know, this whole effort started in 2002 when we did trying to get the adoption center, and it's been a journey. And Burlington has been a leader and with us every step of the way, and every one of you has been involved. And Council Member Hikes and Butler were members of our study commission that introduced this about a year ago, and it's been quite a journey. You know, the county commission approved the $2.9 million, so that was sort of the linchpin, and we had to have that. You know, our former city manager, Harold Owen, he was great, and then we got a equally great, and I'll have to say, and no offense to Harold, but maybe even better. And so he's had to, try to deal with all the other different cities, and we've simplified the thing. And the police chief was on our study commission. Rachel Kelly and her group, but especially Jeff Harris, who is the director, done such a fantastic job with nothing, and her staff with absolutely nothing to work with. I mean, it's unbelievable what they've been able to accomplish. And our board members have stuck with this thing. They've been generous. Last night I told them we had $514,000 of our $750 already raised. Tonight we have 13 more thousand. So the public is supporting it. And there was a lot of talk about this. It was too expensive, this and that, and some of the cities didn't think it was fair, and the county ought to do this and all. But really, it's just been the best community effort. It's just an example of what we can do. And Paul's is not involved in this thing because somebody didn't do their part. I think Burlington's not involved because I think, the county didn't do their part. I think the county is doing their part, and I think you're doing more than your part. And we're involved in it to make it better. And I think that's what's come out of this whole thing. So, we're going to, you hired the architect tonight, and we're going to have the bids out in May. Construction should start somewhere around August. And then in October, November of 2018, maybe we can have a party out there. Paul will host it.
Yes, sir.
And, our board members are great. You all know them, Lisa and Perry Nichols. Perry and Lisa were there last night. Dick Shirley was there. Terry Crenshaw. We've got a lot of car dealers. And, Jim McGill, Bill Smith, Anita Butler, Lane Williamson, my son Sam, who we expect to keep the ball rolling since I'm getting so old. But, and of course, my favorite board member, Vicki, who's actually our chairperson, who used to be a librarian, by the way. We had it earlier. Anyway, this is great. You're great. I can't say enough good about Burlington. Proud to be somebody born here and stayed here. And thank you so much for everything.
Thank you very much to both of you. Yeah. We have one public comment. At this time, I'd like to call forward Pastor Gene Cates.
Excuse my parents. My name is Pastor Gene Cates. This is a friend of mine owns a business on.
All right. My name is Ken Jarvis. Nice to meet you.
I'm here to say thank you. We were successful on Blaine Street. We were more than successful. There was over 1,500 cars showed up. And when they came in, they put food in. They kept putting food in. Not one problem did we have. The police officers were great. We ate hot dogs together, too. But if you give a police officer a hot dog, he'll be happy. But I want to thank you all. We look forward. It really and truly helped his business as well. His business right on the corner of Main, right across the street from the depot.
Right from the railroad tracks.
Yeah. And he helped us a great deal. And now there's car clubs that are going to be meeting at his facility on Main that want to see a difference on Main Street. The Mustang Club, the GM Club, they want to start coming and participating in Burlington.
Just want to say, to interrupt real quick. First off, I didn't know I was going to be standing up here. Before we got up, I said, Gene, I'm a teepee in a wigwam. And he said, relax, you're too tense. So laughter is good, and there was a lot of laughter.
Relax,
there was
what?
a lot of laughter on Main Street. So thank you guys so much for opening that up. Our business isn't even open yet, and we've got customers lining up at the door. And it was just great to see so many different people, different backgrounds, different ages, all meeting together to observe the wonderful thing we call art, which is cars. So thank you very much.
Again, I want to thank you so much. I'm not nervous now, y'all know it. But I thank you so much for what we did. Like I said, the parking lot over behind the co-op store was full, the depot and all the way down. The police department kept it flowing completely. We had no problems whatsoever. The only problem we had was when gentleman looked up and he says, I met my wife 45 years ago. I said, what's the problem? He said, I can't leave her here. So we are planning more things on that side of town. That actually happened. She hit it. But we are planning more things on Main Street that we'll be bringing to you in other parts of town. We love working with kids, but to be able to get all these people back together and getting their support, and now they're sending more and more food to our facility. We've done fed since then. We're getting out over 400 cans of food just since we did the drive on Main. And so we're looking forward to feeding even more. And doing more events like this to try to bring people to Burlington. So I want to say thank you so much.
Thank you for that update, and thank you for what you keep doing for our community.
It was exciting to watch. Yeah. And just so many cars. It was really neat.
That's it for our public comment. Let's move this to city council comments. I've got a couple items. I thank city staff for helping out with the amazing Carousel Festival this past weekend. It was very well attended, and we appreciate the excellent weather that you ordered up for us. So we're looking forward to next year, which will be the 30th Carousel Festival. Very exciting. I encourage everyone to head downtown for 4th Friday this week. That'll be our last 4th Friday for the season from 4:30 until 9 p.m. down at the Depot. We've got a special activity coming up this Saturday. There's free child safety seat checks from 9 to 11 at the Walmart at Graham Hopedale, and then from 1 to 3 at Holly Hill Mall. So folks are encouraged to come out. You can have your child safety seat inspected. And then we've got our e-waste drop-off coming on October 1st. Big one. If you've seen those TVs out by the side road, this is a chance to get rid of all those electronics. So folks can bring them down to Public Works from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. on October 1st. And I'd like to remind everyone that the last day to register to vote is October 14th. So you can do that down at the Board of Elections, DMV, or we've got volunteers at Maine Memorial Library throughout the week. Are there any other comments from council?
Councilman Ward, we're ready to go back to ties. What, have you got a temperature forecast?
Not yet.
Check on that and we'll talk about it. We'll talk about that at the work session. Okay.
Any other comments from council? All right. Manager?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. All right. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Thank you, everyone, for coming this evening.